everybody, it's Janelle here. Welcome to the Jupiter Soundscape channel for spiritual education. If you've been enjoying our videos so far, I want to invite you to click the subscribe button and support our community as we navigate through these times. Well, today I'm going to do a tutorial on spatial cleansing, and it's a very deep spatial cleansing that I love to do a lot of the times. Probably I do this type of spatial cleansing like 2 or 3 times a year, and so I do invite us all to do this right now. Because we just had actually the spring equinox on Thursday, which is a time for clearing out so that we can create growth. And since we're all cooped up indoors anyways, it might be a good idea to do this practice in your home so that we can create a better 2020. I believe that we can create a better 2020. So let's get started. All right, spatial cleansing. What is spatial cleansing? Spatial cleansing is the moving of energy within your space. Okay, so why would we want to do this? Well, sometimes energy just starts to feel heavy within the space, right? Sometimes we lose track of things, and there's clutter everywhere, and we're just going on living our daily lives, and we're kind of trapped in our heads, and we're not paying attention to what the environment around us looks like. And that creates a very dense environment. So we are working to clear out any stagnant energy, right? Energy does get stagnant when you do not clear it out. And we're focusing on bringing fresh energy, right? Because this is what we need. This is what we're living in at this moment. And fresh energy brings positive change. When you are able to do this type of clearing energetically and physically, your insides, your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health tends to raise in vibration as well, because what you see and what you put yourself in as an environment in the outside world affects how you feel on the inside, right? So we are changing the energy dynamic, if you will, within and without, okay? So why would you do a spatial cleansing? And when would you do a spatial cleansing? Okay, so the reason why is that everything carries a magnetic field. You know that, ourselves as humans, we have a magnetic field, right? And that magnetic field gets sort of like attached to anything that we hold, that we live in, anything that we own. And so if you are having a bad day, or you might have felt some type of way, I know everybody feels some type of way right now. It's like we are in our homes, and with the evolution of this thing that's happening, the coronavirus, it's like we are constantly being traumatized. And this is creating that energy field within our space and within everything that we touch. So everything is holding this, magnetization from ourselves, right? So everything carries the magnetic field of the owner. You definitely want to clear energy a lot, especially at this time. Okay. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to clear and release magnetic imprints. We are imprinting our space. We are imprinting the things that we touch when we, with our emotional, our feelings and our thoughts, and just the way that our, how we operate on a day-to-day basis, right? So we're going to be talking about how to clear your space. And we're going to be talking about clearing entry and exit ways. I like to start from the beginning and the end. And then we're going to talk about decluttering and fixing, and the importance of decluttering and fixing things in your home. We'll talk about smudging and what that actually means and how to actually do it properly. And we'll talk about the aspect of mirrors and where to place those for amplification of energy. And then we'll talk about salt and water, just everyday household items, so simple that you can use in your home for clearing energy. And then also how to bring in positive energy into your home, okay? So starting with the entries and exit ways, all right? If you think about an entry and exit way, this is where people come and go from your house, right? So think about, everybody just mentally picture what's in front of your front door right now. Is it welcoming? Does it feel like it is drawing in positive energy? Does it feel like it's blocking or stagnant? I know I feel like right now mine is stagnant. There's a whole bunch of shoes in front of it, Asian household. But yeah, so energy comes and goes from your doorway. So decluttering that space and making it feel welcome, right? Polishing the door handles, making sure that, and also disinfecting them, polishing the door handles and disinfecting them, making sure that the doorknobs work properly or the locks work properly, right? There's nothing more frustrating than coming home and trying to enter your house and your key's not working and the doorknob's not turning correctly, or it's just not locking properly. It just creates it creates a precursor to like what you're actually going to be bringing in the house or even leaving the house with, right? So you want to make sure that your door handles and your doorknobs work. Okay, metal. Okay, metal holds magnetization. So most door frames are made out of metal. So anything that say you had a bad day and you're coming through the door and then that is absorbing into your metal door frame. So you want to clear that, like literally physically clean and clear that. Wipe down the metal door frame. You want to get in those little crevices where all the dirt is hanging out. Clear that, and that will help to clear the energy of the entry and the exit way. Dirt holds and attracts like energy. So dirt is like, spiritually, it's kind of like stagnant energy. So you want to clear that out, okay? And then I always love to put a grounding crystal next to the front door. So my favorite grounding crystal is black tourmaline, just because, I don't know, I just love how it's definitely pretty, but it also protects from electromagnetic frequencies. This actually, it's true, you guys. So me and my husband, we went on a mining trip like maybe a couple of years ago, and we mined a whole bunch of like really large tourmalinated quartz chunks. And we put them all next to like our laptops and our doorways and like that sort of thing. And my husband's kind of crazy, so he has this thing that measures EMF. And it actually decreased the amount of EMF in our home. So I really swear by black tourmaline. Not only is it a grounding crystal, but it helps to protect. So anyone that walks through your door with those bad vibes could just leave them at the door, okay? So that's that. And then you also want to think about like putting some plant life next to your door, like in the front of your door, because like we keep talking about, like the law of attraction or like attracts like. When you put plant life in front of your door, it's like you're asking for new opportunities and growth and change and just life to like come through, and be a part of your space. So that is something that we really want to also incorporate, right? All right. So the next topic we're going to talk about is declutter and fix, okay? Broken things are just like dirt, right? They hold stagnant energy. And like what I want you guys to realize is like when you're seeing something broken in your house every single day, it's like it's just adding to your insides feeling like, like I'm not worthy, you know what I mean? Like just feeling bad, because that thing is broken. It may not be in your awareness, but it definitely affects you, right? So pay attention to all the things in your house that are cluttered and broken, because that is affecting your mental state, whether you recognize it or whether it's in your awareness or not. Okay, so another thing is that you want to think about energy, right? So your energy is now coming through the front door, and if it's flowing through your house, say that if it was a stream of water, right? Because energy should flow through your house calmly and gently like a stream of water. That's what they say in feng shui. The clutter stops the flow of energy. Anything that's broken, it lets the energy leak out of your space, right? So think about all the areas in your house where things are cluttered, where energy could be getting stuck. All the things that are broken. Maybe there's a broken screen door. My dog's like and created a hole in our screen door. So there's that I need to fix. But it's just imagining that the energy is flowing like a stream through your house. Where is it getting stuck? Where is it leaking out? And again, your internal environment reflects your external environment a lot of the times. So clutter affects the way that you think. Okay, cluttered environment, cluttered mind, cluttered heart, right? So we don't need to add to the chaos of our mental and emotional state at this moment. So let's clear out our environment and feel a lot better. All right. So the next topic we're going to talk about is salt. All right. So salt, scientifically, salt is a neutralizing agent. Okay. I think it's ionic. It's a negative ion, or it emits negative ions, so that attracts positive ions, which positive ions are like the things that you don't want. It's like radiation and things that can cause imbalance in your magnetic field. So salt neutralizes the magnetic field. It also ionizes the air, purifies the air. Himalayan salt lamps, great in every room. So what you can do is you can get some sea salt, right? So you just want to get some sea salt. I like to keep mine here in this box. And let's just say a little blessing over the salt, okay? So you want to always charge and bless your items that you're using for energy clearing. And you can, everything, dude. Charge and bless your food, charge and bless your water. Your intention is everything. It can really make the difference. So you're going to go ahead and bless the salt. And you can say a blessing like, I call upon the Holy Spirit of God to bless the salt and neutralize it of all negative influence in the name of the divine, right? You can say, guide and protect me, protect my family. Whatever it is that your intention is, just put it into the salt. Salt is a crystal, so salt can be programmed, and it will hold the program for you. What I like to do with the salt is I like to put this blessed salt in all the corners of my house. Well, if your house has a lot of corners, maybe not all the corners of your house, but maybe the 4 major corners of your house. And you can leave it there for a few days. I know that sometimes when you buy a new property, they say that you can circle the perimeter of the property with salt just to clear the entire property. It depends how deep you want to go. If it's just a room, maybe it's the entire house, maybe it's your entire property, right? But placing that salt there in all the corners and just leaving it there so the salt can absorb any negative energies that are happening. And then just leave it there for a few days, and then you can sweep it up within the matter of, however long you want to leave it there. And then you can either bury it in the ground or you can dispose it off of the property with harm to none. You want to just say, all of this stuff that's been absorbed in this salt, I release it with harm to none. And then you just sort of, you do it what you will with it off of the property or burying it in the earth. All right, so that's the salt. And then we're going to talk about water. So when you're clearing energy in your house, or you're doing anything like ritual work in your house with water, you want to use the running tap water, because the running tap water is magnetized to your location, to your exact home, right? And so water purifies the magnetic field. It's a solvent, right? This is why we use it to wash our clothes. This is why we use it to take a bath, right? It's pretty obvious what water does. So what you want to do here is you want to bless the water in the same way that you bless the salt. And you can say, I call upon the Holy Spirit of God to purify this water and of all negative influence in the name of the divine, guide and protect me, purify my environment. Whatever it is that you want to say, create that intention. I always encourage all of my students to write their own incantations, or write their own intentions, or write their own prayers that you're going to say, because it's just going to be that much more powerful when you do it. Okay, so with this water that is now blessed, you're going to take some of the salt which you have blessed and combine it just like this. And now this has become a clearing agent. This is salt water that has been blessed, and it's become a clearing agent. So you can use this to, this is like your very own holy water that you've just made now. And you can, what I like to do is I like to go outside and take a leaf from a tree on the outside. So this is my, I can't remember if this is my guava tree or my avocado tree, but this is one of the trees that I have outside. I believe it's the guava tree. And I like to take it, and I start at the beginning of the house, at the entryway, and I move clockwise, just like the way that you would smudge something. And you would just dip the leaf in the salt water, and then you could just sprinkle it, just like that, all over the walls. Okay, and as you are saying this, you can say a prayer as well, like, I purify the space of all negative influence. And you could do all the walls, you could do all the corners, moving counterclockwise. Okay, so that is purifying with water. That's the first step that I love to do. And then, then the next step is purifying with fire. So I like to use both elements, fire and water. Water comes first because it's the purifying, and then fire comes second because I believe that it's consecrating. So what you would do is you would take a lovely smudge stick, which these are amazing floral smudge sticks that we sell at Jupiter Soundscape. And if you're interested, you can click the link below to go to our shop or to follow us on IG. This sage is really special. It's not like a lot of the sage that you would find out in the market because it is grown and wrapped by one woman. So this woman is my friend Andrea Edwards. She is an amazing healer and she grows her own sage. She wraps it all. You know that it is a pure sort of direct line of energy, that it's not touching very many hands. Other than that, if you're getting your sage from the open market and you don't know where it came from or you don't know who touched it, then I definitely would invite you to clear the sage before you burn it, okay? Because this, just like everything else, holds a magnetism or magnetic field. And when you're burning this and everybody, all these people have touched it, then it's almost like you are like burning their energy into your space. So how do you clear your sage? You can leave it on your altar on top of blessed salt, probably for 24 hours. You can put it under the moon, put it under the sun. You can take your salt water that you've just created and just do a little blessing. I clear the sage, right? In the name of the Holy Spirit of God, clear the sage, protect it, neutralize it, purify it from all negative influence. As I will use this as a protecting tool for and a clearing tool for my house, right? So you can say, your intentions for clearing the sage. Then, and look, guys, I know that saging and smudging is like the #1 go-to, but without all of the steps before, without cleaning the doorways, the entryways and the exit ways, without decluttering your home, without fixing all the stuff that's broken, the sage is just clearing the air, right? So this is not going to change the energy in your space 100% just by burning the sage bundle, unless everything else is sort of like, so all of the steps that I just mentioned before, please do those for a deeper clean, okay? So after you're done doing all of the previous steps, then you would take your smudge stick, your cleared sage smudge stick, and then you would start at the entryway. You would light your smudging tool, and then you would start with yourself. So definitely smudge your own energetic field, right? Make yourself clear before you start to clear everything. That only makes sense. And then, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to rewind. Okay, so before you get your sage smudge stick or anything like that, you want to open all the windows, all the doors, all the cabinets, all the closet spaces, all of the drawers, right? Anything that can be holding any energy, open that up. Okay, now go to the front door. Now smudge yourself. Now light it, and just go around the house in a counterclockwise fashion. And the way that I do it is I go to the ceiling, to the floor, all the way around the perimeters of the house. I go inside of the closets, I go inside of the cabinets, I go inside of the drawers. So that is something that you want to do. And while you are, smudging your house, you can say a prayer, you can chant, you can sing, or you could just simply hold an intention in your mind, but definitely make that a part of the smudging, right? It's a ceremony, right? So you're not just like, okay, whatever, So you can say this prayer. With this holy smoke, I invoke the purification and protection of the Holy Spirit of God over this space and all who live here and all who may enter. And so it is, right? So something like that. Definitely write it yourself, or you can simply just chant, make whatever noises you would like, okay? Maybe you want to have someone come and drum behind you if you have a drum, or clang a pot, right? That's cool too. Just something that creates that effect for you as you're doing this clearing. All right, so we've gone over the fire and water elements. We've gone over the smudging and purification with water. And now I'm going to talk about bringing in positive energy or amplifying the energy. So mirrors. Mirrors are a great tool to create new energy or amplified energy in the space. Not only does it make the space look bigger, but there is something about a mirror that creates just a heightened energy, right? Okay, so this is a mirrors to do, right? Okay, so to do with mirrors. You want to put mirrors near the front entry next to the door, not in front of the door. You don't want someone to be like, boom, look at yourself. But you want to put it near the front entryway. That helps to deflect any energy that doesn't need to be there or shouldn't be there, and then it helps to amplify the energy of new stuff coming in, right? Like new energy coming in, new life, new change, new growth coming in. Okay, so you want to put a mirror in the living room. The living room is where the family gathers, and so you want to amplify that energy of togetherness, of wealth, of health, of abundance, right? And you want to also, you can put it above the fireplace if you have a fireplace. That's also a great symbolism of bringing the family together. They say the fireplace is like the heart of the home. So in putting a mirror in that area increases the heart of the home, right? And then putting a mirror in the dining room, again, another place where the family gathers. Right? They say in some cultures the dining room is the place where you can tell the abundance of the family, right? Because this is where you eat, this is where you go to gather and to eat meals together, right? So amplifying that energy in the dining room amplifies the togetherness, the ability to have food, the ability to be grateful to be all together and to eat food together. So that's definitely somewhere that you want to place a mirror. Okay. And then this is where you do not put mirrors, okay? I'm sorry to all my freaks out there, but you do not put a mirror above or facing the bed. No matter how much you like it, okay? Don't put a mirror in front or above or facing the bed. There is a superstition that says that it creates tension in the relationship. It creates, because it's an amplification tool, right? Like it helps you, it does not help with a restful sleep. It'll actually create like an overactive energy in the bedroom. And yeah, so that's a no-no. Okay. Another place you do not want to put a mirror is in the kitchen, right? So just imagine you're trying to get the meal together, and maybe you're feeling a little bit like you're trying to get things together, and there's a mirror there, and that's amplifying the energy. It might cause a little bit of stress. It might cause you to second guess what you're doing in the kitchen. So no mirrors in the kitchen. You do not want to put a mirror behind you in your office. That's like asking for yourself to just look. It's like a boss standing behind you, like looking over your shoulder. So you don't want to put a mirror behind you in your office. And then you don't want to put a mirror facing a staircase or down a hallway. I think that's probably pretty intuitive, because that feels kind of creepy to me. Like if you think about it, like in front of a staircase or down the hallway, you're just like watching yourself coming in the dark. Yeah, so no mirrors in front of staircases or down the hallway. Okay. All right, so let's talk about calling in positive energy. Now that you've done all the clearing, the cleaning, the decluttering, the fixing, we're going to talk about how to bring in positive energy. Okay, so my number one tools for bringing in positive energy, crystals. Okay, love crystals, of course. And my number one tool for bringing in positive energy is the crystal selenite. I love selenite. Selenite is like liquid white light. It calls in just the spirit of the divine, and it's just beautiful to have regardless. So I love a selenite tower, and I keep this next to my bed. Selenite towers are great to have. Yeah, so there's that. And then there's also, you can also use selenite spheres. So selenite, anything that's shaped like a sphere, it radiates the energy 360 degrees. So a sphere is really nice to have in the center of the home so that you're intending that this energy is being radiated out 360 degrees, encompassing your entire home. See how pretty that is? And this is also for sale on the Jupiter Soundscape site. Okay, so click the link, follow us on IG. So there's that. All right, selenite. Another crystal that's amazing to have is clear quartz. Oh my gosh, I didn't bring this with me, but I'm going to grab it. Clear quartz is an amplification crystal. So this helps to amplify any energy. Clear quartz is also really great for programming. Programming any sort of intention that you want to have. I am in love with Lemurians. So this is a Lemurian point that I have and that I always use. And you can keep this with you, you know, wherever you need to be reminded of, you know, whatever manifestation that you're trying to uphold or achieve, right? Clear quartz is a great stone to program. It's actually used in all of our phones and our laptops and our watches because it is so highly programmable. So speaking a prayer into this clear quartz, having it at your, you know, your meditation altar, or just anywhere where you want to be reminded of what your intention is where you would put your clear quartz. All right. Rose quartz. Rose quartz is a great ally to have. This brings in the energy of love, all permutations of love and compassion, self-love. It strengthens relationships, and it helps things to kind of like go with the flow because it carries the energy of water. So having a rose quartz in the bedroom is not a bad idea, right? I like to also put rose quartz in the bathroom, where I kind of, that's where I have my guilty pleasure of like ritual baths like almost every other day. But I like to put the rose quartz on my heart space and just feel that you are giving yourself love and care, and that you are worthy. So rose quartz, all right. And the next stone we'll talk about is calcite. I love calcite as well. You guys, you'll hear me just say that everything is my favorite crystal, but blue calcite is an amazing stone to have next to your bedside because it helps with insomnia. I've experienced that blue calcite really does help with insomnia. It helps with an overactive mind. It helps to keep you calm. It's kind of like an anti-anxiety stone, and it also helps to communicate. I mean, if anything can combat anxiety, it's the ability to communicate what it is that you're thinking and feeling. So blue calcite is an amazing stone to use. Again, available at the shop. Okay, green calcite is also something that we carry, and green calcite helps to foster change and like forgiveness and heart healing and all of that good stuff. So calcite in any color, it helps to draw away like any physical, emotional, mental pain that you might be experiencing. So it's a really amazing absorbent stone, and it's a true ally. So there's green calcite as well. I suggest any type of calcite in the children's room. Like if you have kids and they you know, might be feeling a little just not really knowing what's happening at this time. A comfort stone, calcite is a great comfort stone. So there's blue, there's green. This is my personal, but I would love to share it. This is manganese calcite, so pink manganese calcite. This is an amazing heart healer stone. I use this in all my therapies. So I place it on the person's heart. I have tons of, you know, sort of like flattered therapy stones that I use. And also I do offer one-on-one distance healings at this moment if you want to book or if you're interested. But pink calcite, again, is a great heart healer. It's so sweet. It's so nurturing. It feels amazing. It just feels like a mother's hug to me. And again, drawing out any physical, emotional, mental, spiritual pain. All right. What's next? Citrine. Oh man, I don't have any citrine with me at the moment. I left that at the shop. We had to like take the shop and put it online yesterday. But citrine is a lovely type of quartz that has like a pale yellow color to it. And citrine is great to bring in happiness and vitality. And if you are a salesperson or if you run a small business, citrine is great to have it in your cash box. It draws abundance to you. So that is a great stone that I do recommend as well. And we do carry that, okay? I already showed you black tourmaline. Let me show you once again. This black tourmaline is great. It's kind of like a better quality than I've seen in a while. Like you can see all of the terminations from the black tourmaline, and this type is from Madagascar. So this is amazing quality black tourmaline. And then smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is irradiated quartz, so it's brown. This also does protect from electromagnetic frequencies. And then this is a smoky celestial that we have. Celestials are transformation stones, so they help you to transform. It helps you to take like a million steps to your your higher awareness or your higher self. And I've also found that celestials do help you sleep really well as well. So that's it for smoky quartz. And oh, I had this like rose quartz sphere that I didn't show, but again, loving the spheres because they radiate the energy 360 degrees. All right. Another way that you can bring positive energy into your home is through sound. Of course, I'm a sound healer, so this is my favorite, apart from crystals, my favorite modality to use. And if you don't have a sound, like a singing bowl, or you don't have any type of instruments, playing like your favorite song in the house, it changes the mood all of a sudden. You know that. So playing happy music, playing songs that remind you of good times, songs that make you happy, songs that make the family happy are great. Hitting pots and pans, making rhythms with just anything that you can find, just creating and playing that music that comes from your heart. Even singing is a great way to bring in positive energy through your home. I'm gonna just play this sound bowl that I got, but here, let's clear the energy with this bowl. And the last thing that I want to talk about is scents. Scents helps to clear the environment and to bring in positive energy. Some scents that I would recommend: frankincense, very grounding. Cedar is grounding and protective as well. Lemon, that just brings like a happy sort of like effervescence and a great mood, right, to the space. Myrrh, rosemary, and sage are all amazing scents to use in the house. And even laying some cinnamon sticks out. That's very protective, and it's just very warming, the scent. So yeah, guys, that is my entire tutorial on cleansing your space. I hope that you follow step by step, and I hope that you share your experiences with doing this very deep type of spatial cleansing. Again, if you liked this video and if you like the videos that we've been putting out, hit the subscribe button down below. You can subscribe to us on Patreon, and all of this will be archived for you, as well as other things. Or you can simply follow us on IG at Jupiter_Soundscape. I'm Janelle. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope that you have a pleasant and blessed day. Thank you so much.